the words and I got the flow. See, I don't gotta write, I got the Holy Ghost. Yeah, that's called a ghost writer. Jeremiah 5:14, that's so fire. Isaiah 14, and when I retire, out of captivity, I broke the iron. Who that is coming out of Mount Zion? Woolly hair, looking like a lion. 1,000 men marching with no drums on, no trombone, just boots on. Use our voices screaming out, take care of your homes, take care of your wives, take care of your own. Now we standing out here in the valley of the bones. This place called America, this is not your home. This is like a tomb, place where you died at. Now I resurrected, trying to bring the 12 tribes back. I came on a slave shipping, and I ain't even like that. Put my neck in a rope, and I couldn't even fight back. Sold on an auction block, took a man from his kids.
Welcome back to Four Corners News. That's right, where the truth speaks. I am Captain Zakar to my left.
Captain Severus.
And to his left. And to his left.
Officer Azaniah.
And to his left.
Officer Pagiel.
And we make up
Four Corners News.
One day we'll get it together where everybody mic work, man. They'll remember how to turn the damn thing on. Ain't nothing but a switch, y'all.
Cap, un poquito.
Pray for them. Pray for them. All right, hey, man, let's get straight into the main topic, man. A lot of people have problems with the Israelites and say that they are dwelling on the past. You're always talking about the past. Well, that's because we know that the past tells you about your future or your present state.
Right.
I'll say it that way. It tells you about your future and your present state. And the white man actually did some research or a survey based on black folks' past. Let's pull it up and see what it says. Read that.
Study examines centuries of identity lost because of slavery.
From the University of Southern California.
Right,
So that's
right.
Southern Cal, right?
Right.
USC, right? For those that are sports fans, Reggie Bush
There you
played
go,
there,
Reggie Bush, yeah.
Ronnie Lott, them old players and stuff like that. If you might know who they are. So you know who they are, right? So these white folk, because they ain't black folk, did a study on the effects of centuries of identity loss because of slavery. Well, damn, that sounds almost biblical. Give me that in Deuteronomy.
Bring it out.
Chapter 32. And I want you to read verse 26. Let's read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 26. I said, I would scatter them into corners.
The four corners of the earth, all over the globe. Go ahead.
I would make the remembrance of them to cease from among men.
Can you pull it up and see how man says it? God said, I will make the remembrance of them to cease from among man. What did man say?
Study examines centuries of identity lost because of slavery.
Dang.
Man calls it identity lost.
Right.
God said, I will make the remembrance of you to cease from among man. So let's go dive into the article and see the effects of why we as Israelites are on the corner teaching Deuteronomy 28.
Identity.
Week after week.
Yeah.
You come up, we ask you, what's your race?
Right, right.
What does God call you in the Bible? What do you call yourself? Oh, well, this is what God calls you. If y'all can real quick, while we read this, I'll pull it up in the background. Go on Google and pull up the 12 tribes chart. But let's go back to this article and we'll read that while tech team gets that for us. Pull it up for me. Scroll down. Let's scroll down on that. You see the chains. Let's read that for them from the top.
Many Americans can trace some lines of their family tree back to the 1600s.
Not black people. Go ahead.
However, African Americans descended from enslaved Africans who began arriving in North America in 1619.
We actually got here before that. We're going to pull it up. Go ahead.
Lack ancestral information spanning several centuries. A new USC and Stanford study recently published in Genetics.
Now, I want you to, USC and Stanford, that's some of the schools that your black kids will never get in again. Go ahead.
Provides insight into who occupies these missing branches of family trees and gives a glimpse of how many branches there are.
Now, listen to this right here. Go ahead.
Slavery was not that many generations
Now,
ago.
can somebody please tell the ignorant ignorant nigger
Go
on the
now,
street
get.
corners that slavery wasn't a long time ago.
Right.
A prestigious college, USC and Stanford University,
Stanford,
in their opening statement about the research they did, slavery was not that many generations ago.
No.
You know what that means? That your damn great-great-grandma was a slave.
There you go.
That's what that means.
You see the TikTok videos over and over. Sister so-and-so could talk about what her experience was during those black code days or Jim Crow era. Okay, so you still have them around. It was not that far ago, y'all.
Yeah, we got to stop trying to separate ourselves from our history, because what happens when we separate ourselves from our history, we in turn forget who we are.
Right.
You cannot do that, and no other race of people separates themselves from their history.
Right.
Japanese people that were put into concentration, they called them internment camps, I believe it was. Do you millennials know what I'm talking about? Or just looking at me? Okay.
I don't register as a millennial.
They're called internment camps. I'm gonna teach y'all something right now. The Japanese during World War II were put into what is called internment camps. They call them concentration.
Right. No, right.
But it's internment camps. Do Japanese tell Japanese people to forget what those Americans did to us during World War II?
Nope.
Not at all. Not at all. Does the Jewish man tell his children of today to forget what happened to us in Auschwitz?
Nope.
Is that
I highly doubt it.
Nope.
Sir, bring it out, Cap.
They got their
Auschwitz.
own militia that gets revenge.
Dutch, damn German sandwich.
They're still whining about it.
Yeah.
Bunch of whiners.
They're getting paid left and right. Getting paid left and right.
Cry about them 6 million.
Hey,
Niggas out here forgetting about 100 million.
There you go.
You're racist
Niggas is
off
trying
the
to forget
yeah.
that. But that just goes back to show that no other people tell the generation after them to forget about your past because it wasn't that long ago.
No.
Right.
No.
Only we do that. Go back to that prestigious thing. You was gonna say something?
No, no.
Go back to it. Let's go. Go ahead.
Slavery was not that many generations ago, so my family still tells stories about our enslaved ancestors, like who they were, and in my case, how we ended up as light as we are.
Bless your heart. Bless your heart. Shout out to you light-skinned folk. You light-skinned folk, you are still Israelites.
That's
Thus
right.
saith the Lord.
There you go. You was just the house niggas. That's all it was.
Give me that in Jeremiah
house.
that shows God that we
It's a skin
Israelites,
condition.
that we was
skin
very
condition.
dark
Bring it out.
all the way to very light. We still Israel, and stop giving the white man all that power. So we think, oh, if you're light skinned, you was raped. When you
Right,
man.
White man had the super nut.
Hey, damn. Hey, but check this out. In the Zondervan Bible Dictionary, I don't have it on me. It says that David was fair skinned.
Right.
He was lighter than the dark-skinned Israelites. And the ancient images that we have of David, does he look light-skinned to y'all?
Come on now.
No. He's still what we would call dark-skinned. He's just not as dark as the other Israelites. But he's still Israel.
Yeah. Skin
Read
condition.
that scripture in Jeremiah about speckle.
Jeremiah chapter 12 and verse 9.
Yep.
Mine heritage is like unto me as a speckled bird.
That means you're all different shades of colors.
That's right.
Stop giving the white man power thinking he has a what?
The super nut.
Super nut. Like it's so strong
Right.
to change the color of all black. No, it's not. Some of us was different shades coming over here, man. Go back to the article. Just had to get that out there. Build you light-skinned folks' self-esteem. Go ahead.
Yellow make
Said
me
first
sad, bro.
author Jaslyn Mooney. The Gavilan
Well, wait, just
assistant.
skip all that. Go straight to but these are.
But these are just stories, and that is what most African Americans have left. We don't have any records or numbers. There's no tangible data.
There's what?
No tangible data.
Because God said, I will make the remembrance of you to cease from among man. That's the curse that was placed upon the ancient Israelites. So tell me, how is it some white folk over there in our land right now talking about they've got records to go all the way back to Abraham, or that they got records to go back all the way that they're the
Yehudi.
priest of Aaron, that they're the line of Kohan. How is that when God said you won't remember yourself at all?
Right.
That sounds just like the history of black and Hispanic people we read about right
There you
now.
go.
Let's go back to it. That's because
enslaved African Americans were rarely included.
well, now go to Mooney. Go to Mooney. Read that next part for
Mooney, the study sheds light on her personal ancestry. It's fairly easy to trace my mother's side of the family all the way back to the early 1500s.
Now listen to this, y'all. Go ahead.
Mooney said, noting that her mother's family traces to the medieval Jewish expulsion from Spain and is part of a community that came to New Mexico in the 1600s.
Now check this out. This is the witchcraft that they have done on us as Israelites. That we think that if you came from Spain, that automatically equals white in our mind.
Right.
Can we pull up the history books that our bishops and deacons have been bringing out for years to show that the people of Spain, that ain't who you think it is?
Right.
Can you please pull those up real quick? Pull up the book title so people can see it. So this is called Before the Mayflower, A History of Black America by Lerone Bennett Jr. It's on Amazon. Can you go to it and let's read it? Read that paragraph. Scroll up. Go ahead.
Page 36. A large proportion of the first generation of African Americans, entered America with Spanish names.
We came over here with Henrique and Jose
Rodriguez.
and Jesus.
Rodriguez.
But yet, Northern Kingdom still reject us, even though we had Spanish
We
names.
had the names before they
We
did.
had them first. There you
Damn.
Go ahead, read that.
For reasons that are not readily apparent,
Oh, they are apparent. We're going to get into it. Go ahead.
many black males were called Antonio,
Call Antonio.
a name that quickly became Anthony or Anthony.
Now, we know a lot of damn black folks
A
named
lot.
Anthony.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Ant?
Hey, what's going on, Ant?
We know a lot of black folks
I know a
named
lot of
Anthony.
ants.
Hey, what's up, Ant? We know a lot of them. Keep reading.
Other popular names of the period included Michaela,
Michaela. What's that today?
Michael.
Michael.
Mike.
How many black folk you know? Hey, Mike, what's up?
What's going on,
What's up,
Mike?
Big
What's
Mike?
good, bro?
Man,
Black
Michael
people
Jordan.
lazy, cat.
Yeah,
They
Michael
don't
Jackson.
even want to say the whole name. They just showing that back.
Read that next one.
Coach Azello,
Nah, I don't know. Nobody know that name.
Coach
Zella. Coach
I don't know.
Coach, what's going on,
What's
Coach?
going on, Coach?
What's going
Hey,
on,
what up?
Coach?
What up?
Now,
What up, Coach?
this next one sounds like a black name. Go ahead.
Mingo,
Now, we know that's a hood name.
Lingo.
Bingo.
Lingo.
Hey, Lingo! Lingo!
Pedro.
Look, he feel proud.
Ain't no Pedros. Go ahead.
Pedro,
Uh-huh.
Francisco,
Frank.
Francisco.
Jabina,
Gigi.
I mean,
Go ahead.
Maria,
Mary.
Wartello,
Wardell.
Wardale.
Wendell.
Wardell.
I heard of Wendell.
Keep reading.
Tamora,
Tommy.
Angola,
Who?
Angie, and Tony
Angelo.
Congo.
Tony Congo. That came from Africa.
Come on.
Tony Congo? Go ahead, keep
Straight up.
reading.
Shortly after their arrival in America, many blacks discarded African and Spanish names and adopted English titles.
There we go. Go ahead.
Thus, within the span of a generation, the black soul moved from Africa to England to Spain.
To where?
To England to Spain.
Uh-huh.
To America.
To America. That's the witchcraft that the white man has done. That's why when we don't know our history, that's why we teach about history so much as Israelites, so you know where you come from. We came from Israel, ran deeper into Africa, went up to England. Hell, we found ourselves in Spain, got put on slave ships and found ourselves in America. Right. Go ahead.
From the X of the severed African family tree to Antonio and the William X, or the William, of the first Native American black, who apparently had no surname at the time of his christening.
Damn, that's crazy right there, man. Hey, do we got anything else on this history right here of how we ended up in Spain? Let's pull it up. Pull it up real quick, and I may want to skip through some of this for the sake of time. So the Jews and Moors in Spain. The Jews and Moors in Spain. Go to the next one. Go to the next one. Go to the next one. Now, I just want you to read the underlined part. He granted them. So read from nearly 150,000. Go ahead.
Nearly 150,000 souls made their way by land to Portugal, whose king, John II, dispensed with his scruples of conscience so far as to allow his greed to triumph over his creed. He granted them a passage through his dominion on their way to Africa.
On their way to where?
To Africa.
What in the hell is white folks leaving Spain going to Africa for? Jump down to inflicted.
Inflicted upon their brethren.
Of their who?
Their brethren.
Hold on, wait a minute. Where white people get in Africa?
Wow, there you go.
So, because this is the thought that we got Spain, oh, that's automatically white people.
Right,
No, well, how in the hell is Jews going from Spain to Africa, and then in the next part is calling them brothers?
Brethren, yep.
That's because those Jews that were in Spain were black folk. Now, give me that next book of Nature Knows No Color Line to prove what we saying, that the Jews of Spain were black folk. That's why when they got to Africa, it called them brethren. Pull it up for them.
Bring it out.
It's like the third or fourth. Yep, read that. Negro Ancestry in the White Race, page 29. This is called Nature Knows No Color Line. Read that.
Waite says, an interesting gradation of all shades down to the black is exhibited by the Jews, especially dark, where the Jews of Spain...
where?
The Jews of Spain...
The Jews in Spain were black folk. The Jews in Portugal was black folk. Read on.
The Portuguese Jews were very dark.
Black as hell.
Says Pritchard.
The
Duchess de Brontes, wife of Napoleon's ambassador to Portugal, said that the Jew...
The who?
The Jew. The Negro.
The Negro. You black ass folk in America right now. Go ahead.
And the Portuguese could be seen in a single person.
So the Jews look like Negroes.
There you go.
The Portuguese look like Negroes. The Jews are the Negroes.
Right.
Read that. And so what? So
dark were the Jews,
man,
especially
your damn glasses, man. It could be
It's fogging up over there.
Go ahead, babe.
So dark were the Jews, especially of Portugal and southern Spain.
Black as hell.
That many whites thought all Jews were black.
Were what?
Were black.
Were what?
Were black or dark.
White folk thought all Jews was black because there wasn't no such thing as a white Jew on the earth.
Right.
They knew that they
it.
were converts.
Right. And Cap,
Those ain't the descendants of Abraham. Go ahead.
you see how
officer.
it says black or dark? Goes back to what you said about David. He wasn't,
Good point.
you know, like black, but he
Ruddy,
was dark.
ruddy.
He was
Right.
dark.
He was
right.
dark.
Good thing. He looked like Officer Daniel.
Yeah. Light skin.
Ruddy.
You might be a descendant of King David, Officer
you
Daniel.
Hey, all praise to the Most High
Still
God.
black. You dark.
That's right. I am a descendant of
But
David.
you ain't Cap Severus dark.
No, burnt in the furnace. Man.
Lord's will come
shades.
Christ.
We all Jews though,
There you
baby.
go.
That's all that
That's right.
It's
matters.
about the bloodline.
Jews.
I aspire to be like my
Go
captain.
back to that real quick.
Captain,
Let's
I love
read
you,
that.
Captain.
Go back
We love
to
you,
that
Captain.
and read that. Many of the who?
Many of the Jews who were banished from Portugal.
They was banished from where?
from Portugal.
They was banished from Portugal and went to where? We just read it in
We
the
just read
book.
it.
Went to Africa.
That's where they
Read.
visited their
by
brother.
John II. Settled in the West Indies.
He cleaned his glasses. Settled in the West Indies. They went to Jamaica. They went to name some Nassau.
Nassau, St.
They
Vincent,
went to
Barbados.
Barbados. They
Turks
went
and
to,
Caicos.
Turks and Caicos.
Grenada.
Went to Trinidad.
Grenada.
Where else?
Grenada.
Grenada.
St. Croix.
Grenada. My mama from
Shout out to St.
Grenada.
Croix.
Wagwan them brethren.
Y'all don't know that movie.
Wagwan.
John West Indies. Read on.
John Bigelow, who visited Jamaica.
Visited where?
Jamaica.
Jamaica.
In 1850.
This is before slavery ended.
Saw the descendants of these Jews.
Oh, wait a minute. How in the hell is Jews in Jamaica? Go ahead.
And says they were Negroid.
They was what?
Negroid.
They was who?
Negroid.
They was niggas. The Jews are black folks. Hispanics and Native Indians. How much does the Bible and history books have to prove it to you before you Negroes stop giving so much power to the white man
There
and
you
say
go.
they the real Jews?
Right.
No, it's not. We are, y'all. We the Israelites.
So there was black people in Spain.
No, so if they Negroes in Jamaica, they better stop eating them fish eyes from the fish.
Nah, it ain't happening.
Well, no, they don't mean they Judah.
They better, hey Cap, they better cling on to Judah ways.
Now we're gonna skip that next book, The Critical Anno. I want you to go straight to
Bitch, you better stop that shit.
that sleep Negro that knocks everybody out. Watch this. This before we play this, I want to say this. This is the cost of not knowing who you are, not being able to identify who you are in the Bible through a centuries of a process of slavery. This is why we teach it. It's so important because things like this can happen. No matter how much money you got, you cannot overcome the ignorance of not knowing who you are in the Bible. Pull it up.
African American. I'm an American. I was born on American soil. But I did go back to the motherland, and I love it. And made millions going back to the motherland. But I was born in America. When the Europeans came to the Native Americans, well, they like to call them Native Americans, but the Indians' land, we don't call them European Americans. So I don't want to be called an African American. I'm an American. You know what I'm saying? You can call me a black American, but I'm an American. When I competed in the Olympics, they didn't say fighting an African American. They said that American that's fighting out of the red corner or out the blue corner. I love America. I love this country.
Oh, God.
Another African American.
Man,
That's
I tell
the
you,
importance
man.
of knowing who you are.
That's important right there. That you won't give up your bowels to co-sign for money. That's what it is. It's all for money. The gift is stored for heart.
Good point.
Damn.
I'm American.
I'm American.
I'm not African American.
Right.
You ain't either one of those.
You said black.
You a Jew. You an Israelite.
Affirmative action, nigga.
Huh?
Affirmative action, nigga.
But look at this. This is
Oh,
the
man.
see when black man, we don't know who we are. Our ignorance in not knowing who we are is expressed in violence. It's football players,
Yeah.
boxers, as you
Boxers.
saw with
Mayweather.
Floyd Mayweather. Women, your ignorance is in degrading yourself. When you don't know who you are, you degrade yourself as a woman. Can you pull up what happened at the Essence Festival?
Oh,
Brace
man.
yourself. Single brothers, you might want to turn off.
Oh, God.
Go ahead, pull it up.
This Indian Irene? No.
Read the top of that real quick.
Okay.
Pull it up. Read the top of it.
That
India-
stadium smell.
No, pull it back
Yeah, there
up.
we
Read
go.
it.
India RE disapproves of the culture movement displayed at Essence
At
Fest.
the Essence Fest, the
Wow.
blackest thing on damn earth.
Wow.
When you don't know who you are, that's your. Twerking just got popular 5 years ago,
Right.
niggas.
Right.
How in the hell is that black culture?
They
The
twerking for their
essence-
ancestors.
The
At the-
essence of being black is twerking.
Nah, they cap. They twerking for their ancestors.
Damn.
Twerking for their
They
ancestors.
dropping it
Damn.
for
Reed
Jesus.
was embarrassed. Can you pull up the
I
tweet
couldn't believe
that
that,
she actually
man.
said though, real quick?
Damn.
Dropping it for Jesus.
From India RE.
Let's read it quick.
The issue is what is context. Humanity does everything, but does everything belong in a stage? No. Is everything for kids? No. Is everything for everybody? No. So when we as a culture make something like this mainstream, it shows a lack of discretion
There you
and
go.
discernment.
There you
Lack
go.
of discretion and
There
discernment,
you go.
sisters. You got a lack of discretion
Yo.
and discernment.
Listen. We need more sisters to shame these women.
Yes.
We
Shame
need more
them.
of that. We need more of that. Bring out. Don't hold back. Okay. Y'all need to get it. Just have a whole panel and straight blast these women of with no discretion and discernment. Damn.
Sirach 26:13. Real quick. Hurry up. Sirach 26:13. You lack discretion, you lack discernment,
Man.
sisters, and your damn reputation is just in the damn mud
Wow.
It is
amongst
bad.
the world. Go ahead, read that real quick.
Sirach chapter 26 in verse 13.
Yep.
The grace of a wife delighteth her husband, and her discretion will fatten his bones.
His discretion. Now, what happens when you ain't got discretion? Read verse 12. When
Verse
you
12.
don't got discretion, what happens? Verse 12.
She will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler.
A thirsty
Damn.
traveler. Put it in here. Put
Oh,
it in here.
man.
Go ahead.
When he hath found a fountain and drink of every water near her, by every hedge will she sit down.
There you
Be
go.
sitting down on
There
every
you go.
rod. Go ahead.
And open her quiver against every arrow.
She'll be a baby mama when she got no
Look at that.
discretion or discernment.
Yeah.
That's what I said. Man's lack of ignorance of who we are is shown in our violence.
There you
We
go.
kill
Right,
each other, we
right.
fight, and all of that stuff. Women, your lack of discernment is shown in the degradation of your
Yes.
body
Right.
Boredom.
before all. Boredom, right? and this too. This is what you do to your kids when you ain't got a lack of who you are. Can you play the next video? Brace yourself, y'all. Brace yourself.
Come on.
I'm out here in Miami, looking for the hoochie daddy. Where they at? Where the niggas that get ratchet? Where they at? My son need a new pappy.
They done, Cap.
That little girl
They
can't be no older than 2-3 years old.
Send the bombs, Lord.
Huh?
Send the bombs.
It's a
Please,
who?
Lord.
Candy's
Get
bones
your
live.
get your black ass in that. Right. Get your black ass.
Sit your.
Candy.
Play the video
black
one more
ass
again.
down,
Bones
man.
live.
Play again.
I'm out here in Miami, looking for the hoochie daddy. Where they at? Where the niggas that get ratchet? Where they
What
at?
her mama
My
at,
son need a
man?
new pappy.
Candy's bones live.
That's why the
Lord.
Bible says, "Give me any wickedness, but the wickedness of a what?
Woman.
Woman.
That's
What her
crazy.
mama at, man?
Her mama there push play on TikTok."
Hey, her mama is in Miami.
Hey, and this
Why
also
she gotta be Miami?
this is also what happens when you have a lack of knowledge of who you are. Play the next one. Look at this, y'all. This is worse.
Dang.
This is worse than a 3-year-old talking about looking for the hoochie daddies. They in Walmart.
Yeah.
Damn.
I remember
They
this
about to
video.
open up camp.
They about
Cap.
to go to camp in Walmart.
They about to open
in
up
Wally
camp.
World.
Got a simp over there?
Why she got on pants?
Is he teaching?
No.
He about to bring it out.
Hey, Cap. Why the sister on post got on pants?
Women's
Repent, for the kingdom of God is at hand. This is the sound that you all are going to hear when the Lord
Water,
says when he cries to start.
Water.
This is not
Salakia.
to be
Bring it out,
done. It's not to be
Salakia.
done.
Bring it out.
Cut that. Cut it. Cut it.
Salakia.
You got women out here they don't know who they are. They don't know that the man of God hit
Supposed
the
to lead.
streets and teach the people.
Right.
Sit your ass down. Slow down and shut up.
Cap, you can't say that. You gotta say Salakia.
You gotta.
Sorry.
Aki Kwan.
They don't understand. Cap.
You
They only
gotta say-
understand the Hebrew. The
we
pure
got
Hebrew.
here to
Cap.
close out,
We
man.
gotta close.
Go to the next one real quick, man. This is also what you do. You don't know who you are, man. Look at this shit. Y'all know who that dude is right there? That's the
Yeah,
dude
the
that
dude.
got killed.
Yeah, with the young man.
Yeah, a few weeks ago that was punching the
Yeah.
grown-ass woman in the face and
on.
got killed.
There you
Shot
go.
twice by a 14-year-old. I guess this is his girlfriend or whatever.
Oh shit.
This is what we do, y'all. Go to the next one.
At a funeral.
Look at this. The shirt. Read that at the top, officer.
If you know,
No, do that.
do that shirt say Knockout King.
She made a shirt.
Oh, man.
The man is dead, sister.
Damn.
You don't disgrace the man
That's
like
what his
that.
memory is all about. They're going to memorize him for knocking out women, hitting women.
Yeah.
Come on,
He's
y'all.
being emotional.
Shit.
I knew that was coming when
No
she
sense,
twerked.
no understanding. God,
When she twerked on his
grossness.
sign.
oh, Lord. Yeah.
Last video.
funeral.
Play the last video. Real quick, man. Real quick. I'm sorry, Caption.
Play the
real quick.
bomb.
You know what plantation they've never shown us, Abby? The most prominent ones. The ones that were most profitable. The breeding
Why are
plantations.
colonizers trying so
Why don't you
hard
wanna
to
show
ban
us those?
critical race theory?
You know
There
why?
you go.
Because after the research that I did for this album, you realize that the moment that a girl menstruated, she was put in a stable where a horse would be and forcibly mated, forcibly raped by a male of the slave master's choice.
Now you see why.
And when she had children, they weren't called children, they were called a litter of pups. The punishment, being or killing a person in medieval Spain, is gelding. Gelding is when you take hot pincers and you take a man's balls and dick off root and stem.
That sounds like what
Killing
they
a
did
person.
to us
Yes,
here in America.
castration.
They
Well,
let
the
you
Bible,
know that it was black
right?
folk in Spain.
There you go. Doing the same thing.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Go ahead, keep it, let it play.
Medieval Spain, super religious. You killed a man, he should be killed. Why? We're indigenous and black people, categorized as subhuman. So under the law, you would not be punished for the things that you did to us. That's why.
You can go ahead.
You
Greg,
used to be-
man. All praise to the Most High that some of our brothers, Hispanic and Black, Native Indian, are waking up in these last days, and we see it. The Spirit of God is on us. Give me that in Deuteronomy. We'll end it on this. Deuteronomy 32, and I want you to read verse 7 and 8. It is imperative that you know who you are in the past so you do not do things to disgrace your ancestors in the future. And that's what we have done as a people. We have forgotten who we are. The Israelites that the Bible speak of, that all nations looked at us and said, surely this is a wise nation, an understanding people. And we are degrading our ancestors through our actions and the violence we commit one toward another. So God said this, Deuteronomy 32, verse 7 and 8.
Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 7.
Oh, just 7. Go ahead.
Remember the days of old. Consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father, and he will show thee. Thy elders, and they will tell thee.
God has told us from ancient times, do not forget the past. Don't let America and their witchcraft make us forget where we came from, because where we came from and what we have been through is recorded in the Holy Bible of God. And when we are able to put those two things together, then the Spirit of God will dwell in us and we will change our wicked ways.
That's right.
If we do not do that, we will continue to be degenerate plants in the eyes of God and do the things that we saw, which bring shame to us as a people. Whether you're a black man saying you're an American and proud to be a white man, or you're a woman that is degrading your body through sexual activities, whether it's showing it or whether it's twerking.
Damn. What is a nation?
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.
And finally, my brother, be strong.